Hey everyone, I'm here with Jenn from Cachet Supper Club in Newmarket, and if you've never been, it is actually just at the end of Main Street, right on, I think it's Water Street, and they've got a beautiful patio right on the water. So you haven't been, definitely give it a shot. Check it out now. The patio season is open. Jenn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is very exciting for us here. We've got so much going on. So thank you for your time
Yeah.
and your support over the last while since we've met up. I really appreciate that.
Well, you're very welcome. I appreciate the experience that we have that we'll talk about in a bit. And it was just an awesome experience. So can help but write about it and put the pictures up and everything. So, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I just wanted to really quickly touch on the community window you guys set up. So I noticed that generally you're doing your cooking nights, and then you have the community window as sort of like a way for the community to walk up and buy food from you guys and order things. So how has that been going for you guys so far?
Yeah, it's really great. It's an initiative we started last year
Okay.
where we were giving 25% of the revenue back to the community, and it was a community we were keeping track of that. It started right at the end of the season. So this year has been new for us, but it was nice to have that as a backup, and we flipped that over to include any takeout offerings, any special meals, and our Cooking with Cachet experience box. So it's been, pandemic friendly and safe and clean. And, the most popular thing I would suggest last year was my dad's French fries, because my dad, I built it for him essentially. He's retired and he had 3 different chip trucks when we were growing up. And so I gave him something to do because he was getting stir crazy. He lived with me. He was getting stir crazy at home. So it was going to be a win-win. And it was really popular. And then April came around and we started with our Cooking with Cachet experience kits. And let me tell you, that became that window. The fryers we only used for a bit. Really? Served well as some boxes stacked up on it when we really got busy. So it was kind of cool to change that all over. And then as soon as it got warmer out and it made sense, we added watermelon slices. We've got turtle shells coming up, which to put it in simple terms, if you like a beaver tail, you like a turtle shell.
That sounds
good. So that's coming up too. So there's a lot of fun things coming out of that window.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And the way it's right by the water and everything makes it nice just walk up. And then if you're going on a walk with family or kids or whatnot, you can get some takeout and walk up around the lake and that nice area that they've really redone over the past 5 or 10 years now in Newmarket. So that's great. But
thank you.
Yeah. And so let's get to the main event, the Cooking with Cachet. I experienced it on Saturday and we had a wonderful time. The experience of it, I didn't know what to expect going in, just went into it with an open mind. We picked up the box. For people that haven't seen what comes in the box, they can check out Instagram or Facebook. I put pictures on both. And it's just like an amazing box. When you open it, you don't know what to expect. There's so much in there, but it's all to enjoy the cooking that you're going to experience. So how did that come to be? What was the inspiration for that? And how did it sort of happen?
Yeah, well, it came to be in so many different ways, Scott. It came to be 3 years ago when I bought the restaurant. I wrote a business plan, a marketing plan, and a pandemic plan, because I came from pandemic planning in my last career in emergency management. So they all just intertwined. And if you go on my website, you see right at the bottom where I started writing a book, really, and we did cachet articles at the back of all of our menus. And you'll see the very first article, there was an advertisement strategically placed in there, and then we called it Chef in a Box. And I was trying to pair in the box to Skip the Dishes. Skip the Dishes was just coming out. Okay. And I said, oh, wow. I said to all my staff, okay, this is what we're doing. We're offering cooked stuff and non-cooked stuff on Skip the Dish. Because HelloFresh and Chef Hero, Chef's Plate was coming out as well. And I said, so this is our pandemic plan. We're either going to make this restaurant a Chef Hero type place or Chef's Plate, or we're going to evolve it with a platform of technology if it ever hits.
Yeah.
Not even one person 3 years ago bought the uncooked, not even one time. And so I left it and I tested my theory. I said, okay, well, logistically we're set up if we ever need it, which was the point.
Yeah.
Let's just park it until maybe there's a change in behavior in food and beverage. So we got shut down March 17th. Everybody did, and immediately I did all my ROEs for my staff, and I was very sad. And that carried over. I want to suggest 3 weeks, and I just sat and I watched the food and beverage industry. But then I also watched my last industry, and I started watching the stories the security industry and management, emergency management was telling me, compared to the food and beverage. Let's try a gift card. Let's do this. I'm like, guys, you're in this for 24 months. You got to plan better than that. And I sat there quiet for, till Easter weekend. And I was talking to my chef and my old chef in the Cayman Islands. And he was very upset because now he's stuck in the Caymans and his family's here. And the Caymans is going to be shut down until 2022 for cruise ships, and that's the majority. So he's thinking he's going to sit there for 2 years and waste his life, or does he come home and lose the job? And I said to him, no. Remember how ridiculous that chef in a box was? I said, we're talking on face right now. We can make it work. Why don't you cook a class? And I'll sell the boxes here, and I'll say Julian's cooking live from the Cayman Islands, and we'll give it a go. He starts laughing. He says, they never went anywhere the first time. I said, yeah, and people could go to the restaurant. They can't now. So if what we've created our brand over the last 3 years, and Cachet Supper Club is known for entertainment, it's known for community, it's known for these basics, and we tied in that pandemic plan with current technology platforms and created a show where we could all arts, all culture. I could keep every millennial that I knew motivated creatively on this journey of mine to see if we could maybe extend the part that everybody was missing from a restaurant into the home. The food and beverage industry at that time was only telling me what customers are going to try to do because they felt bad for us, and I'm going, yeah, but what are we going to do for them? Like, it's customers a two-way street, and I didn't hear anything. So we just we whipped it together in a week. We tested our model. We invited some key people as our test subjects for day 2. And the word caught on, and I've got real artistic, creative people all over the globe now trying to align themselves with this program. So it's really neat.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. And so for people that don't know the full format, can you just briefly explain the format of it and how it goes if they do decide to try it out?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we post all of our events on cachetsupperclub.ca. We also post a lot of our marketing on Instagram's our main forum, so at Cachet Supper Club. We've also made our Instagram store, so you can go direct link if you like. Yeah. So we're really trying to push all of our clientele towards the Instagram format because it's a lot more interactive than all the other platforms. Our website, we're going to drive one-way information, where Instagram we can do a lot more. So that would be my recommendation. Would be to start there. You go and then you pick your events. We've got different events. For the summertime, we're going to just have a public event every Saturday night. But then we do private events, those that, we can't get together in a large group still, or we've got friends in the US and we're not going to see them anytime soon. We all can partner up by going on, picking an event the day of. The event, it's posted, what we're cooking that night, the entertainment's posted, of all kinds, dancers. We also pair up with wine and beer. So the beer sommelier or the wine sommelier spoke with the chef ahead of time. They've paired up a recommendation. So you can really just check out what that event looks like.
Yeah.
Click on it. It's going to take you into the event. And then there's a couple options there. You can either just buy the online link and you'll get the ingredient list and the club link to get on to the show at start time. You'll get that within a 24-hour time frame of purchase. And then you can also purchase the box itself, and we deliver in the GTA, or you can come up to the community window and pick it up.
Cool. And so then once they've got themselves set up with the box or with the ingredients, I think the real magic happens when they click on the Zoom link and they log in at 7 p.m. Because, when I did it, I was greeted by a wonderful R&B singer, and and then from there the night just took off. I don't know if you guys had the same wine and beer sponsors every time, but that was interesting for me to have their reps actually there. The night that I was involved in was RT Brewing, and it was Lifford Wineries, I believe it was. And so their reps were there talking about why they had chosen a specific beer for the night and a specific wine for the night, which was really interesting to me. And then I had it in front of me because it came in the box, and which is great. And just that experience, like when the singer was live in the Zoom call, that was an awesome experience. And then just moving forward, everybody else was just exceptional what they do. So I guess the question there is that pretty much how most nights go?
Yes. So any public event goes exactly that template. So when you arrive at 7 p.m. and for the first 20 minutes, you're going to be listening to a wonderful singer. We've had singers globally. We've had Juno artists. We've had Grammy artists so far. We've had artists from the UK, from LA, Toronto, and all of our local guys as well. So you're going to be greeted by who knows what, but it is advertised ahead of time on the website and the event. And you're going to enjoy that for about 20 minutes. Deb's Dips gives you a free sample of dips. So you can have that kind of little appetizer as you go along, pair it up with whatever chips you have in the house or veggies. And then between 7:20 and 7:30, so for the next 10 minutes, 5 minutes each, you'll have a representation from either the winery itself. We've had winery Black Oak tuned in direct from LA, from standing in the vineyard with the cell phone on, talking about the grapes. So, and we've also had Espiritu, they joined from Chile, direct from their winery, or our distributor Trevino Wines, or you had Lifford, any one of our reps that we've partnered up with. The reach of professionals and sommeliers and wine sommeliers is going global as well, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
But you'll get to listen to that for 5 minutes each, beer and wine, and then at the 30 mark, so 7:30 if the show starts at 7, or 6:30 if it starts at 6. The chef starts. So he goes through, you'll have a pre-printed card in your box so you can follow along. We've actually just, our next edition rollout, and it happens in 2 weeks from now, is we've embedded a QR code. So we've pre-recorded the recipe as well. So you can keep that card and put it in your drawer. And if you wanted to try it again, and next time you're just going to have that over your phone and you'll be linked right into our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that in 2 weeks. But for right now, you've got a card and you've got all the ingredients and you just cook along.
Nice.
And the dish usually ends up better than I've ever cooked personally myself.
Yeah. For sure. It's definitely great to have the guidance there, and especially if you're confused about something, you can just ask really easily. Like it's a Zoom call, it's not a webinar setup type of thing, so you can actually interact with different people. You can interact with the chef themselves and ask them questions. You can see other people asking questions, see where everyone's sort of getting a little bit tripped up here and there, and where everyone else is at too, which is always interesting. See how far people are ahead, or where people are struggling, or how you're doing, and that sort of thing. But it just which makes it feel more like a community space, and you're cooking with other people too. So that was really awesome. Go ahead.
And it's great though that you mentioned that, Scott, because that's for me one of the most exciting parts about it. We're getting some regular return customers, like every Saturday.
Nice.
And some are joining from Blue Mountain and they just bought the ingredients. Okay. She was there when the other night when you were on there, and they were tuning in there. And there's a couple, and there's a couple that come on and they get dressed up. They're an English couple and they get dressed up in proper suits and proper hats. And they come, I still never met them in real life. They're just lovely. They've come on like 4 different times. It's just great. They're all dressed up. So you usually get a character or two in the mix that you quite enjoy, to make it feel that community feel, for sure.
That's awesome. So what do you guys have? What's next on the list for the nights? What's the next meal that people want to check it out? What would be the next thing that's coming up for you guys for that?
This weekend's busy. It's great. It's Father's Day weekend.
True.
So we've got a Father's Day box for Sunday. It's a barbecue kit and it's a whiskey tasting. So you get a
Oh, okay.
bottle of whiskey in the box. We've got the National Whiskey Ambassador of Canada joining us to do an actual whiskey pairing. And then you've got a couple steaks, a couple mashed potatoes, some vegetables. And then what I didn't really drill down on is in your box, it was kind of the welcome wagon of before, which you're too young to even know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But the welcome wagon where all the little businesses give you their little samples in the box, and that made you feel part of that community as well. So thank you for all of that. Coming up community wise on that topic is the Pride box. So that's on Saturday. York Region is doing a virtual interactive Pride.
Oh, wow,
so it's lovely. Toronto's doing their virtual Pride, but we're doing the Pride experience box, and it's full of so many good things. And that's 3 to 5 on Saturday. And we're going to be live streaming that from our Patio Jumbotron as well. And allowing tables to donate $5. They'll get the code to join, and they can interact with the screen with everybody at home that got the boxes from the patio for our virtual interactive Pride. So it's going to be neat.
That's good. That's exciting. And so, okay, so that is one thing we also haven't touched on. Patios are open, which is exciting. So how is the patio looking? Tell me how the patio is looking at Cachet Supper Club. Is it looking good?
Yeah, it's looking like we have actually taken virtual reality into a virtual and reality scenario. So we're really excited. We weren't allowed to play live music, germs, pandemic, totally understandable. Because we've been supporting the arts and culture, because we have a process that worked in the way of Joel books our acts, and Cachet Entertainment on Instagram is what you follow for that. Because we did our whole template during COVID, we're just adding that to create the culture and the arts along the way as well. So we're going to share it with the patio boat in the front of our restaurant. And then we've got a bonus patio this year as we can expand our patio in the back.
Nice.
And we're going to live stream. We've paired up with some large fundraiser organization. So if you do request a shout out, there's certain celebrities that'll come on and shout out interactively, whether you're at dinner on the patio or you're at home doing the Cachet Supper Club experience kit. So it's really going to be completely interactive. We went digital, luckily, last year as part of the pandemic plan. So all of our ordering is off your phone. You're just going to wave your phone. We've created a sticker template for the table. So you're going to wave your phone over the table. It's going to get you right into where you need to get in from an order system. It's also going to link you because there's messaging and give you a quick video you can watch to tell you what's going on. We're really going to show you through QR videos all the way along the journey of coming up to the patio as to how you can digitize yourself and become interactive with our serving staff, with our entertainment, and it is completely pandemic friendly. If you need, for example, if you need to go to the bathroom, we've got so much intelligence here in the way of technology that your server, who's still not coming to your table but manding on a countertop from afar with a tablet, will release a QR code that's on the access control of the building, and only 3 people are allowed in the building at a time because measuring the square footage in the bathroom, that's where 6 feet would be available. So through digital, you'll be able to access our bathrooms, but know for sure that when you go in there, no more than 3 people are in there at any time. So it's really we're clean, we're digital, and we're safe. There's no doubt about it. We're going to be interactive. Cooking with Cachet is going to happen every Saturday. All of our events, stay tuned, because you can join in on the party on the patio for that event, or you can just buy a box, or you can just buy the link and interact with everybody.
Yeah, no, that sounds remarkable. Like just the way you set it up digitally and everything is definitely a few steps above most places. So that's just everything you just said was for anyone who's concerned about health and safety. I don't think there's any concern at all with going to Cachet for dinner on the patio. It definitely sounds like it's very well handled and very thought out too, which is the main thing too. So that's awesome. You mentioned a few times, but we'll just package it real easy. If people want to follow Cachet Supper Club on social, where can they find you guys?
At Cachet Supper Club on Instagram. We flip it over to Facebook, but we don't really engage through Facebook anymore. It's all drilled out. So you can also do Cachet Entertainment and Cachet Culinary as well. All three of our Instagrams.
Awesome. And for anyone who wants to find that, it's in the description above the video. If you're watching on Facebook, and it'll be in the description below if you're watching on Instagram. So everything will be there. You can click it and copy and paste it, whatever you need to do. So Jenn, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. I know you guys are really busy over there. So thanks for joining me and just telling us all about the Cachet Supper Club experience now and moving forward, especially too. So thank you.
Thank you, Scott. I really, really appreciate your time on the weekend, your excitement for our program. I think you felt it, and that's what the whole point is. You feel it. You actually feel it. So we're really excited about it. Can I also just add, if you want to talk about health and safety or pandemic planning or emergency planning, Jenn from McLaughlin on LinkedIn, you can see some of my old career there, and you can reach out, and I'll just give you some advice. I don't have any problem with that.
Okay, so for anyone who wants to know if there are any tips, then reach out to Jenn directly for sure. That's awesome. So thank you again, Jenn. Thanks for everyone who's watching, and we'll be back with more Spotlight videos soon. And hope you enjoy the rest of your beautiful and sunny week, and enjoy the patios.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks.